Hello and welcome to the first episode of Ask SPS. Thanks to a near month-long illness ripping through SPS headquarters, we've had a bit of a delay in our production of our next episode. However, I think you guys will be happy to learn what we're planning to review next.
I hope I'm not disturbing you.
Isn't that why I'm here? Because I'm disturbed.
So, while that's in the works, let me introduce you to our latest mini-series. The premise is simple. We get 4 general geek culture questions and we try to answer them each in 2 minutes. Today's questions are generously provided by Strawman Sally, host of the Insert Credit podcast, which runs in a similar system. I highly recommend it to anyone who loves the biggest names in the video game industry, talk about game designers they want to bang. So enough talk, let's start.
Explain why more Kingdom Hearts fanfiction has been written than Final Fantasy fanfiction.
We're going to need a whole separate episode explaining Kingdom Hearts and the grip it had and continues to have on its massive fan base, so all we'll say on it now is that it's one of those games that feels charmingly and inherently nostalgic, even before it turned 10, thus becoming legitimately nostalgic. World! But from a narrative viewpoint, Final Fantasy stories tend to be tight most of the time. They have a start, they have a finish, and they don't leave much room for ambiguity in between. But Kingdom Hearts is all about jumping through alternate universes and visiting new worlds and making new friends and doing things you wouldn't normally do and just generally having fun in as many new and exciting places as you possibly can, so dang, it's pretty much shoveling you fanfiction material. Hell, it almost kind of is one.
And then Organization 13 entered the picture, and while Final Fantasy has always been limited to about 6 or 7-ish attractive characters across the morality spectrum, Org 13 has a member for every fanfiction fetish ever.
Yeah, they even have a girl. Damn.
What are the best television series for marathoning in a single day?
For American media, I would go Wonder Falls. It's a lean but dense package at 12 one-hour-long episodes, so not a grueling series to watch start to finish, and it builds itself a lot of continuity that benefits watching it all together. It's pushing Daisy C's shiftless and snarky older sister.
And thanks to Princess, Niagara has remained an enchanted wonderland despite hundreds of years of commercial development.
What happened to the chief?
He died.
Why'd the princess live?
'Cause she was hot. You gonna buy the tape?
No.
Then get out. We're loitering.
I'm honestly not much of a series marathoner myself, and what shows I do watch are either from Japan or its English-speaking equivalent, Great Britain. Though for me personally, Puella Magi Madoka Magica was the easiest show to marathon. It probably has the smoothest flow I've ever seen in a 12-episode-long series. That, and it's even good for 55% of the time, and just okay for the other 45%. But on the better end of okay. And it looks great. For a more English-speaking flavor, I'd recommend either Faulty Towers or Black Books, though probably Black Books a bit more if only for being slightly less old and slightly less British.
Just look at this bastard. That's right, we're having lunch. Come on in. Look at him, look. What do they want from me? Why can't they just leave me alone? I mean, what do they want from me?
Well, they want to buy books.
Yeah, but why me? Why do they come to me?
Because you sell books.
Dang, Shelby, careful how much of your British television roots you're showing. We're still trying to gain a following here. That online review series, Super Planet Sunday, is great to marathon.
You should subscribe and like that shit up!
What are the worst female characters in fiction?
Man, that's a loaded question. How do I answer it? Do I say the character I like the least in the broad category of female, or do I look at characters that embody the biggest mistakes and problems arising from writing female characters that come up frequently in our popular media? I'm just going to count Mythos from Tales of Symphonia as a girl just so I can have him top all of my loathsome character lists just because he is such a little and I hate that little turd every time the little opens his mouth, and I want to kick his little face, and I don't know why I hate this character.
It's gotten into you, Coraline. You trying to say something?
He's trying to tell me obvious, and he just turns away and ignores him like a little punk-ass little...
Teresa's right, double standards, we shouldn't have to ask ourselves this at this point, yada yada yada. But, here's the good news. There's no secret special woman pitfall you have to avoid when writing a female character. Contrary to popular belief, characters don't become strapped with a time bomb the instant you slap on another X chromosome. You see, friends, lazy writing transcends all races, creeds, and genders. If you're putting in zero effort, you're not going to get much of an end product, no matter who or what your character is. Lady characters just get an unlucky blow-up having a scantier pool of lazy writing shortcuts to draw from. And that's your grossly oversimplified feminist writing 101 lesson for today.
Hey Shelby, would you please help me vote Mythos the worst character from a steampunk period piece ever? I need to blackball this little
What the f*** is up with Idolmaster?
Idolmaster, yeah. I can get why this is weird and kinda creepy to a lot of gamers outside of Japan, where this is a huge success and yet it doesn't see an American localization. But it makes sense. It combines two things that are uniquely popular to Japan, the raising sim and pop idols. The raising sim as a gaming genre has never taken off in America, probably because it's pretty creepy. Oh, it's fun and addictive, but it's still creepy. It no doubt makes some people uncomfortable in its home country too.
Now, our feelings on games whose sole appeal is to raise up young women like Tamagotchis, force them to engage in pitched combat with space marines, and then dispose of them quickly before they see the age of 22 is probably not too different from that of your average American Joe. But I'm not throwing down the ours is an enlightened culture card just yet. Building a character from scratch and controlling every little detail of their destiny is not only an almost universally fun concept, but it's pretty much the gold standard of our Western gaming culture, and at the end of the day, the raising sim has the same appeal, just with a really uncomfortable context. Instead of playing the role of a non-established omnipotent god, the player is now an in-universe presence, dictating the destiny of the characters, regardless of their wishes or pre-established morality or common sense or basic legal procedures. In a way, Idolmaster's concept is almost metacritical, if you and I and everyone else didn't know that was being played 110% straightforwardly, that is.
I guess in America we prefer to have a character self-insert instead of a game that acknowledges the empty-eyed, uncanny valley human puppetry that entails.
And that's all the time that we have for today. If you'd like to ask us your own nitpicky questions, feel free to give us a shout at superplanetsunday@gmail.com or leave it in the comments. We'll get back to work on our Batman the Animated Series review now, so until next time, chin up and keep an eye on the sky. We'll see you again next week.